Hello, good evening. How's it going? We're back. We're back with some more Oni tonight. I want to get these steam turbines up and running. So I'm starting off tonight in a little bit of debug. All being well. When we left off last stream, we were in the midst of building a steam turbine room, but I hadn't fully figured out how I was going to do my airlocks and stuff. So that's what I want to do today. So I'm just going to spend a few minutes in debug before we actually jump in the colony and basically figure it out. So what I need is a space, like somewhere up here. And I'm just going to start laying out a room similar to the steam turbine room. Let's see if I can get my head around this. So that should allow us to build stuff. No. So that's what I want to do, first of all. So, I think currently we've got something like this. So we have, actually it's one higher than this, I think. We've got our two turbines, which have a too high space above them, I think. Like so. And then I've got a wall like that, and then a wall like that. And then underneath here we have a little hole. And then here we have our floor, I believe. Oh shit, I've done that wrong. Okay, this should hopefully start looking a bit familiar. And this is where our tepidizers are. Okay. Beautiful. So, as it stands currently, I did do a little sketch before, but my sketch is probably not very good. We've got some, let me see, we've got some metal tiles there. An airlock down here. And some more metal tiles there. And then underneath this is magma. And that's currently what we've got at the moment, I think. Something like that, I think. So, what we're now going to want to do is figure out how I'm going to get these airlocks to work. Because what I'm basically going to have is something like... something like this, and I think these top ones can actually be very simple. Okay. I'm just going to try and do this as quick and as dirty as I can. That's fine. Now, the only thing I have remembered, if I remember rightly, we've got some neutronium, which might be an arsec, but we'll see. I think we've got some neutronium in our normal world, which might block us a little bit, but I'm sure it'll be fine. So, now my thinking is, what we'll do, we'll do this on a clock sensor, rather than doing it how I have in the past with a atmo sensor. The reason for that is we can potentially have a few of these clock sensors, like I've done in another build before, where we'll have like 1, 2, 3, for example. So we'll have four clock sensors that can toggle on at different points of the day, rather than having it done with atmo sensors, say. So if we have this first one come on at like 15%. Its active duration is going to be 4% maybe. This one at 30%. And all this is basically going to be doing is trying to cycle the steam. Now this works in my head. In theory it works. But we'll have to see how well it works in practice. So this will be at 60, for argument's sake. Beautiful. So, how should I do this? Okay. So, first thing I want to do is get these top 3 opening all at the same time, and then I would like them to shut. So this one will be first. So we'll set that to like 2 seconds. We'll set this one to 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. Let's see what happens when this next comes around. So I think this one will be our next one. So this one should shut, these should all open. Okay. Steam will come flooding into here. Then this one will shut first, and then these will all systematically shut down like so, and force our steam into here. I might need one more actually. I might drop this down one more. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. So I just want to make sure I've got this straight, basically, before I try and build it in our world and waste hours. So you'll be another buffer gate, and you can carry on to there. Beautiful. So we'll set this to 40, and I could always dial these times down a little bit, but I generally like to give at least a second between my airlock shutting, otherwise it's not the best. So this will be our next toggle on. Come on at 60%. This should close. Flood in a load of gas or steam, and then this one will shut. And that'll push our steam into there. It seems like it'd work. What's going on, by the way, with my chat? Hey, Ginger Slowpoke. My chatbot isn't working. Good evening, Mech. Sorry, buddy. What's going on here? Let me close and open my chatbot. How's it going, Max? You alright, buddy? I'm gonna pour myself a coffee whilst I wait for this. Now, the other thing I've thought about afterwards, and the other concern that I have with this build, is I'm going to end up cooking these tepidizers if I'm not careful. So, ideally I need a way to stop the heat transferring from the magma that's down here to there. Hopefully that's working again. Hopefully my chatbot is working. Ah, there we go. Yeah, I'm alright, thanks, Max. I'm okay, thank you, buddy. A little bit flustered tonight. I was rushing around a little bit. Sorry I was late, by the way. But I'm okay. Right. What did I make all this stuff out of? Tungsten and copper. Great. Let's make that a wolframite. Let's just do this. So I need to figure out how I can have a little shut off between the rooms. Otherwise, what I'm going to find is I'm going to cook my machines. There we go. Manderful, thank you very much for the follow, buddy. Welcome to the stream. So, this is basically what we've got at the moment. We've got this sort of setup. The airlocks I can figure out at the top. That's not too much of a big deal. How to figure out how to block this off is going to be a bit of a pain in the ass. I could just put some doors in here, but I've got a feeling that doors don't play nice unless they've got a roof above them. I don't know if that's something that's been fixed. We'll do this with a filter gate. First, don't we? Oops, daisy. I'm wondering if I did something similar to this down below. What build I had going on down here? So this was buffer filter, not. I basically want a room that I can toggle into a vacuum as and when it's needed, but doesn't interrupt the flow. Life, this is important. What's going on, only half? What's going on? Is it going to be something related to XCOM? Is that what you're going to get me with? In 2 days, XCOM 2 is on sale for 10 quid. What? Really? Oh, well, I'd have to give it a go for 10 quid. Even I'd do that, buddy. Right. What I want is to make this so that it has a delay on it. Okay, I think I did something like this. Oh, God. This hasn't been looked at for a long time. What did I have? I think in the original version of this I had a really, really clever airlock that was delayed but could also be constantly open. Oh, it's Steam Spring Sale. Oh, okay. Have you got a list of all the games that are going on offer there? That is interesting. Right, let's get rid of some of this automation. This isn't going to cut it. So, what I probably want is this to be on its own buffer gate, and then a filter. What happens when we do that? And we'll set this to like 1 second. And then we need not gate. Okay. By the way, this is how I normally figure things out when I'm trying to get my head around something. I nip into debug and do some dicking around with it. Okay. So that's fine if we just have it on a little switch on its own, but that's only one state that we want this to be running in. So this is fine. I could throw something like this in here. But what I then need as well is a second state of just having it always open. I think they advertise their main titles on sale. Oh, okay, buddy. Oh, I'll have a look in a bit. I've not really been at my computer too much today, so I'll have a nosy later on. But thank you for that, mate. For 10 quid, I will definitely give it a go. Only half. I'll definitely give it a go. So in fact, this is the exact same as what I did down here. Buffer. So not okay. I say we'll jump into the main colony in a minute. I need to get my head around this, otherwise I won't be able to do it when we're live. Like, not in debug, I mean. So this would want ideally a secondary function. Maybe if we did it with and gate. So if we had a buffer gate here, buffer gate, filter gate, not gate. That's my always on signal. How the fuck can I do this? I need to have, I want a one set of doors that can have both signals on there. How the hell can I do this? So when it gets a signal, that would shut them all. Yeah. When this gets a signal, that would shut them all. For the rest of the time, they'd be fully open. So if I just deconstructed this automation. And we're up here with our buffer gate, filter gate, not gate. So, without a signal, everything's open. Fuck. Fuck! Ah! Without a signal, how can I make this be open? I need a gate on this bit, don't I? Fuck! Not gate. Okay. So then this needs to be... connected over one of the systems goes into standby if both or neither inputs are active. I don't want that. So both or neither inputs are active. Bastard. Gets a signal. Okay, this seems to make sense to me. Fuck me. Dummy, good evening, how are you? Ah, Jesus, we're in chimp mode. I'm trying to figure something out. My brain hurts. Everything hurts. Okay, so, my thinking is, as long as we don't have a signal over here. So, for example, let's say we get rid of this, right? And instead we had a thermal switch. That's what this is based around, okay? We've got a thermal switch here. If this goes above 170, right? No, less than that. These over here, I think at 170 if they're made out of gold. Fuck. Pretty sure it's 175. 175, these would start to melt. So if you're above 165, that's for this chamber here. Hold on, I just need to toggle this a second. Oh, it's going to a NOT gate. Lidickhead. Deconstruct. Oh, it's because it isn't actually above. Right. Okay, so this is ticking along nicely. And then if it got a signal, this would become a vacuum. Fuck me. Right, okay, so it's buffer, filter, not SAW gate. Okay, I can do this. We can figure this out. We can do the rest of this in the game. I believe. Right, I'm going to save this. We'll figure the rest out properly. Now I need to jump out the game so I can disable debug because I don't like it on when I'm playing. I don't want to press a button, do something derpy and destroy my printing pod or something. Right, give me a sec. 3 days till the update comes out, the new release, by the way. I'm quite excited to have a proper play of it. I didn't want to dick about with the pre-release, truth be told, so I'm quite looking forward to having a proper go of the released version, hopefully without all the bugs that are in it at the minute. That would be good. So, let's get the main big boy running. Yeah, I think we can do this. This shouldn't be too much of a big deal. Depending on where that neutronium is, I might need to flip my automation around a little bit, but I think it'll be okay. I think we can do this. The tepidizers and stuff, I think we did all their automation last stream. We've got liquid piping ready to go. I just need to put a valve on that and then start pumping in some hot water. We'll have this up and running pretty soon, hopefully. Famous last words, fingers crossed. Okay. So for those that maybe missed the last stream, a quick overview. We did an awful lot of digging, both between streams and on the last stream. We dug out a big area for our oil and pumped all of our oil into one main holding tank, which I'll show you in a second. We did a bit of tidying up around the base as well. We fitted some plastic tiles here and there. I'll just let the game run a minute. We fitted lots of plastic tiles, we fitted lots of metal tiles, made the base pretty sexy in terms of decor.